Hello, everyone. This is Dr. B, and this is week 5 check-in video. And I typically, as you know, do these videos earlier in the week. Unfortunately, I was not feeling so good earlier this week, and then so I got a little delayed in getting this video done. But I just wanted to just touch base on a few things about week four's discussions and week 5 discussions and the annotated older adult annotated bibliography, which is due this Sunday in just a few days. So, oh, and also your concept quiz for week 4. So I made comments at the beginning of this week on your week 4 discussions, in particular your week 4 discussion on the check-in on your older adult interview and annotated bibliography. If I also reviewed the week 5 check-in on the older adult oral video presentation and provided some comments on both weeks. If you have not submitted them because it's not yet midnight, that's fine. But for those of you that did, I went ahead and made some comments. It looks like everybody's on the right track. If you are in need of some additional guidance, please send me an email, let me know. So everybody seems to be on the right track, with their assignments. Also for the 4-week discussion on the phases of life, on the Sanchez grandson, everybody did a good job there. The concept quiz for week 4, everybody did a good job there. There was a few little, a couple people that got some of the different parts of the neuron maybe mixed up a little bit, and I commented on those, but for the most part did not take off points unless it was quite a bit of issues with identifying the different parts and or providing some context as to what the different parts do. As I had mentioned in week 4 check-in video, there was no need to do a full 700 to 1,000 words for question 2 of week 4 concept quiz. So if you didn't, that's fine. You didn't get any points knocked off because I had said that, and I don't really expect you to have a lot more than just providing what they are and how the parts of the neurons work of a neuron works together, and you all did that. So like I said, there might have been a couple of confusion about some of what's the axon and what's the axon terminal or those sort of things, and for the most part you didn't get points knocked off for that. So good job. With the podcast, it looks like you did a good job of integrating what the panelists were discussing in terms of what is the foundation for healthy brain development, right? That architecture, and how at the different levels from the micro through the macro through the chronosystem, how those levels will impact whether healthy brain development occurs or barriers to healthy brain development based on the different barriers. And as long as you integrated what you learned from the podcast into your understanding of Bronfenbrenner's, you receive full points. So for the most part, everybody did a good job there. So for week 5, as you know, there are 2 discussion posts, the theoretical perspectives and the theoretical application discussion posts. And then, of course, there is the older adult annotated bibliography. Please remember that at the beginning of the course, you did a practice a practice annotated bibliography, and I provided comments on everyone's practice example. So if you did not look at my comments at that time, I encourage you to do so, as I provided guidance in terms of maybe areas where you needed to improve your annotated bibliography. For the most part, if I remember correctly from week 1, everybody did a good job in summarizing the journal article. And remember, these have to be journal articles, not book chapters. It has to be a journal article within the last 10 years. It relates to your interviewee in one way or another. And if the summaries of the journal articles seem to be well done. Where people were having some difficulty was the critique. And one of the main issues was that, or one of the issues that I remember is that that the critique individuals were posting more of, so every journal and journal articles, the authors of the journal articles will include a section of sort of what were some of the things that limitations of the study, limitations of the research, and everybody that's written a journal article needs to do that, because it's just sort of transparency and what needs to be acknowledged as limitations. That is not summarizing the author's own limitations, is not a critique. The critique is from your viewpoint. Is this article going to be helpful in what I need it for? Is it relevant for what I need it for? Are the authors biased? Are they not biased? And if they're biased, how can it impact the findings and therefore how you use this article or not? So remember that when you submitted that practice example of, for the annotated bibliography in week 1, under that assignment there was several resources for how to do an annotated bibliography. So I encourage you, if you're having difficulty, to make sure and look at the comments that I had provided in week 1, and to go back and look at those resources. One of them is the Purdue OWL. It has some great resources there, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions about that. This is due this Sunday, week 5. Now, just so you keep in mind that week 6, the actual older adult oral video presentation is due. And I just want to reiterate again, I know several of you are working on that now, and I just want to reiterate that the actual older adult oral video presentation is not and I've said this in like every video every week, so I'm sorry if you're hearing this again, but I just want to make sure that we're all clear, because it has happened before, where at the end some individuals have confused in previous 501 classes, where they confuse the assignment to mean that what they're going to upload is the actual video or audio interview with their interviewee as their presentation, and that's not correct. You're actually going to use the interview to help guide your presentation, and there is a template under the week 6 older adult interview presentation assignment page it's a template for the PowerPoint, so make sure that you use that template. And you're integrating the annotated bibliography journal articles into your findings, your presentation. Now, if you want to use quotes, from direct quotes, I do actually encourage that. I think that will help support your argument for whatever it may be, right? That yes, this person, Erik Erikson's theory fits good, or no, it doesn't, whatever it may be for you. But if you want to use quotes from your interviewee, that is encouraged. Actually, it's what I want you to do. However, they cannot be audio or video quotes. You can just, quote them in your PowerPoint presentation. Do not actually upload video or audio of your interviewee. That is to preserve confidentiality. The next thing is that before you submit your older adult oral video presentation, you must make sure that you have submitted your consent form. Failure to submit the consent form before at the same time as your presentation will result in a failing grade. You cannot submit that presentation until your older adult interview written consent has been submitted. So very important. Okay. All right. And that is all for today. Like I said, if you have any questions on any of the week 5 discussions, or the older adult annotated bibliography, or the older adult oral video presentation, please feel free to reach out, send me an email, and I'll be checking those. All right. Take care. Bye.